Hello, welcome to the next video. We're just going to talk about pH real quick. We're going to keep it as simple as possible because, let's face it, you hate math, I hate math, we all hate math. So we're just going to try and figure out what pH is real quick, and I'm going to make sure that you understand. So you're going to see there's an interesting choice of color coding right here, and I'll show you why. This P right here, I'm going to ask you a question right now. And by the way, just so you know, whenever I put this blue star right here, that means I want you to pause the video, okay? And answer the question that I ask you. So let's try it now, okay? I'm going to ask a question. Does negative log right here, if the H, okay, let's start this way. If this H represents this H right here, these are actually the same thing. Because H plus is just the concentration of protons. Okay, so this H is referring to that same H in the pH. That's what they're both talking about. Now negative log over here, when you denote a P in front of that H, it just means that, hey, you're going to put a negative log here in front of that H plus concentration, right? By the way, I'll make this a square bracket because that's generally how you represent concentration. Alright, so now I'm going to ask a question. Do you think that if you put a P in front of, let's say, this value, which I haven't shown you, I'm going to show it in another video, but let's say I put a P in front of this, and then I said that, hey, you know what? This equals negative log. And then what would this value over here equal? You can pause the video and see if you can fill that in. And if you said that it was Ka, then you would be right, because pKa is just negative log Ka, and so forth, right? So now pH, we're going to be able to find this out very easily. So I'll show you an example. So here, the proton concentration, don't worry about chemical equations and everything. We're just going to go with this one concentration. So this concentration is equal to 2 times 10 to the power of negative 6 molar. Molar is the concentration unit, right? So this is just scientific notation, so don't get bogged down by that. And you're just going to go negative log that number, 2.0 times 10 to the negative 6 molar. Why? Because remember, proton concentration, proton concentration. That is your pH. Okay? And if you said this answer, which by the way I'm going to let you pause and solve, and I'm going to solve as we go. So if you said that it was 5.7, then you would be right. Now, I have another question for you. This is going to be the last one. Then you're free, I promise. So this is going to be the last question. And if I had to ask you, is this acidic? Given that you know that pH goes from a range of 0 to 14, and 7 is neutral. So anything lower is acidic, and anything above that is basic. Excuse my writing. So where does 5.7 lie on this line? Pause the video and try and figure out. And yeah, it does lie right around here. So that means it's more acidic. So this is an acidic pH. Alright? So that's everything that I'm going to show about pH calculation right now, and I'll go a bit more complicated when we get to Ka and all that. So